Hi, I'm Richard of Hixon Heating and Air, and I'm here to do a video response to a complaint that was on one of my reviews pages. First off, what I found after researching this issue is that when the technician Philip arrived on your job site, that your system was indeed low of refrigerant, 2 pounds of the 410A refrigerant. Since you don't live at the property, he was communicating with your tenant, who also, from what I understand, is your brother-in-law. And when Philip asked your brother-in-law if he wanted us to find the leak and put dye in it to find the leak, to do a leak search, your brother said no, that he only wanted to spend the minimal amount of money and just to put the Freon in. So that's what my technician did. At the time when my technician installed the Freon into the system, your brother-in-law or tenant asked my technician, well, where do you think it's leaking? Which is just a question, opinion. You know, 90% of the time it is the indoor coil. So my technician answered him and said, well, most likely it's the indoor coil. And then the guy asked him, well, how much would a coil be? And Philip said, well, if it's a coil, it's probably about $700 plus your Freon and labor and everything. And then he asked him how much would a new unit be, and he told him $1,800 for a new unit, and that's what it would have been. But at no time ever did my technician ever tell your tenant that he needed a new unit. He told him that we needed to do a leak search and find the problem. And then he just told him simple questions and answers, and evidently somehow it was miscommunicated to you that we said that you needed a new unit. That was never said, sir, and I apologize for the inconvenience on the confusion. So I don't, one thing I do know though is the system was 2 pounds low of refrigerant. That means it does have a leak somewhere. And it may be very small. It could be as simple leak as the caps where you got to put your gauges on to fill it up. Sometimes a little O-ring will come out of a cap. Sometimes they don't tighten the line right. Sometimes it's a leak in line where they didn't weld it right. Sometimes it's just a bad equipment, a bad coil, and sometimes they leak. And it does happen. So most likely it's still got a leak if it needed Freon, because it doesn't use Freon, or 410A in this case. So that's why the problem is confused, is because there was a miscommunication as what was said. But what I'm wanting to do to try to resolve this, because I don't like to leave any customer unsatisfied in any way, form, or fashion, is I would take this time to invite you to allow me to come out for free, no charge, to come back, re-inspect the system, leak search the system for free, and verify whether there is a leak or not a leak. I have an opinion that I feel like there will be, and like I said, it could be as simple as caps, but it had to go somewhere. Or the only other thing is, when the system was installed originally, that the people who installed it did not completely fill it up with the refrigerant, because the systems come pre-charged, but they don't come pre-charged with enough for extended lengths of line. So if you had a long line set, for example, you will have to add refrigerant to get the charge correct. So it may have been installed improperly, but since we did not do the original installation, some other company did, I don't know whether it was just not charged properly to begin with, or it's leaked since it was installed. That I can't tell you. But I'll be happy to come out and check it for you and tell you whether there is a leak or not, and at no charge, and try to get this resolved for you so that there's no confusion. But the main thing, sir, I believe, is you just had a confusion in what was said. It would be best if, for in the future, if you could meet people at your residence to go over it in person with them instead of relying on third-party communications through your tenant. That would be probably very beneficial. But just give me a call, 770-513-3558. Ask for me. My name is Richard. I will be happy to come out there and we'll get to the bottom of this matter, sir. I want to keep you a happy customer. You have a great day.